I call this the circles in the middle of the road. It's another miracle. I get those miracles, you know. I keep the Lord with me when I travel. And again, I was with the textile people. And this was on a Friday, and I was heading home. We've had a fairly not very good winter. In some areas, you could be driving along and see where they had scraped the snow off the road, so they had high mounds. And if there'd been a lot of sun and traffic, then the road was clear. But then on these winding roads, if there was a lot of shade, which was cast by the mountains on the side and stuff, you had a road that had a little layer of ice on it. So anyway, I started my mountain climb from Alma, crossing up and heading toward the top of Mountainburg. And I was driving. I got up to a high mountaintop and there were some cars behind me. Now this is 2-lane road back then. And so with those little 2-lane roads, they didn't even have a fence on the low side. But anyway, we got to the top, and I was getting ready to go down when all of a sudden my car started skidding. And it did a complete circle, and not one circle, but maybe a circle and a half, It was just, and I thought, if I'd have gone any further when I think back on what happened, I would have gone down the cliff on the left side, and that was a deep drop, maybe 50, 60 feet or more. But I didn't. And when I came to the stop, I was facing down the way I should go. So as I took off, just continued like nothing happened, but my mind was just going 100 miles an hour. I'm thinking, that had to be the Lord. It wasn't by chance or luck. It was the Lord that kept me from going over that cliff. And also, coming up, this was on one lane, on each side, so the traffic coming up started coming up. Just as I finished my turn, here comes the traffic. So it was all like a timing. And I was thinking how lucky I am that I had the Lord with me. I could have been dead. I mean, if I'd have went over that cliff, there's no way I would have made it. And I'm thinking how wonderful He is to have protected me. And that was payoff. Payoff because I loved Him and I kept Him with me. And the stories I used to hear, but I didn't have horrible stories. I always had praise stories because the Lord was so wonderful for me. And all I can say to you is if you just keep Him in your heart, keep Him there with you as your best friend, and never go anywhere without Him, especially if you're going to travel. You just take Him with you, and He'll get you through. He got me through. I was about 2.5 years with that company, and I traveled all the time, 5 days a week, different motel room every night till I ready to come home. I had a lot of experiences, which in time I'll get them all on tape. I seen a lot of things, and all I can say is the Lord was with me all the way. So you remember this. You keep Him with you. Keep Him with you and love Him. And He will take you through high waters, muddy waters, storms, tornadoes. That's what He did me. He kept me through tornadoes. So I bless Him, I love Him, I praise Him, and I hope this has inspired you. So if you're going to take a trip, take Him with you. Let Him be there. Let Him be your co-pilot. There was a movie once that made, I never saw it, but my mama loved it. It was called God is My Co-Pilot. So with me, I think I would just let Him be the pilot altogether. God bless you.